Okay, left, right. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to As the Money Talks with Walter Coulter. This is our very first show, and right now I have two very special guests. To my left is Erica Manzano. To my right is Natalie Esman. We're gonna get right to it. We don't want to add a bunch of fluff. We're gonna get right to the subject. Today we're talking about why do women work when men make more money? That's right. That's what we're talking about? That's a touchy subject. I have armor on both sides. So before we get started, Natalie here is producer for the show. She is like superwoman in marketing, digital. She does logos. She put the show together. I mean, I had an idea and then Natalie made it so, right? So Natalie, you'll get her information later. She can hook you up. Now I still need her, so don't be all like I need you. Like I don't want to have to I don't want to have to bid. Like I don't believe in that. Yeah. A man that defeats himself creates a tragedy or travesty. To my left is Erica Manzano. She is a financial professional. We actually met in the financial services industry. She is the master when it comes to protecting your family, for saving money, life insurance, cash flow strategies. She is I was gonna say the man, but that would totally like ruin the show. She is the woman, and what she don't know, I can help you with. Actually, I don't really, I'm not involved in that industry. I'm just a talking head. So tonight we want to get, or today, or depending on where you are, right? Because some people might be in Russia. Actually, no, never mind. I would try and behave. So tonight we're asking, why do women work when men make more money? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go to my left before I give my battled opinion on why do you think women work when men make more money?
Well, you have to provide for yourself as a woman. If you have a family, you have to provide for your children if you're not married. So therefore, you have to work.
It's another challenge, but okay.
Yeah. But even if I was married or had a spouse that made more money, I would probably still want to own my business and do what I want to do and how I want to run my business. I don't know that I want to be domesticated, if that's the word.
Okay, we'll start with that. Domesticated. For right now.
Yeah, I enjoy owning a business for now, and I can make more money than several men as well. So
that's something we overlook in not pre-op. Oh my God, I watch way too many medical shows and pre-production. Yes, you have your own business, then there's no playing field. Right. I mean, you can make whatever you want. That's actually a good point. There it is. End of show. Women, start your own business. Cut. Just kidding.
Exactly. There you
go. Okay, Natalie, I know you have your own business too. So for right now, you do own your own business. Why do you think women should work if men make more money?
What, should work or have to work?
Do they have to work? Well, I mean, I guess now.
I think nowadays, a lot of times, yes, that there has to be two incomes coming into the household. And even if men are earning more money, it's clearly not enough if women are having to work. It's just the truth. So there needs to be more money coming into the household because kids got to be fed, like Erica said, things have to be provided for. The other thing I think too is that women need to have their own money so that they have options. Too many women stay in relationships that they shouldn't be in because of money, and I think that's the wrong reason to stay in a relationship.
No, that never happens.
Yes,
Women
that's
stay
absolutely
for
right.
money?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I've been enlightened.
Yes, they have.
All right, so I need
especially
to
in California. In
Oh,
California, you need two incomes to make it.
Well,
a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Majority.
You're
yes.
right. Well, to have the lifestyles that we want, unfortunately, we as people spend a lot of money. So, versus just going home, paying some bills, taking a vacation once in a while, having nice dinners and stacking some money, we want more than that. So I think that's why women are having to work. and just in my humble opinion, which is not going to be humble.
Well, can I just talk
Oh,
about that
absolutely.
too?
Yes.
You know, I remember sitting in, am I allowed to say other people's names that we know? I don't know.
I mean, just don't use their last name.
Well, I just remember we were sitting in a training at one of our previous companies that we were at together, and there was a married couple speaking that day, and there's a woman that I have a lot of respect for talking that you and I both know, and she said, and it was interesting when she said it because I was like, no way, I couldn't even relate to it at the time. But I was single and a single mom, and she said, if you're married with kids, if you're not making $250,000 a year, your kids probably don't have health care, and you're probably not saving for retirement, because that's how much it costs to have a husband and kids and a house and cars and health care. And I kind of thought, wow, really? Because I wasn't even making $100,000.
Who was that? Is she close to me?
Yes.
Oh.
We were at her house a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Oh, well, that's because they make a million.
It's true. At the time they didn't though. At the time they did
Yeah,
not. But
you
it
need
was
250 to ball out, go all out. Everything's taken care of. Because if you make
health
250,
insurance for the kids,
yeah,
by the time you pay your taxes, husband,
Was
right?
she
That's
saying
true.
250 just a woman or as a couple?
As a couple.
Combined.
That the household
Oh,
needs
okay,
to
okay.
bring in, and so
Oh, okay. Well, that's doable.
yeah.
yeah, no, it isn't 250. Because if you make
But
250,
how many people are making even 250?
not many.
Not many.
Oh.
No, most people aren't even making 100,000. No.
Right. So I mean, if you make 250, you get to keep. If you're honest, you get to keep 180. You know, depending on what your deductions are. And then health insurance for a family is $1,000 a month easily. So there's 12
You're probably
grand.
looking more at like 3,000.
Whew.
Maybe
Lord have mercy.
six.
Even Obamacare is $700.
Or, I mean, they have 4 kids, right? I would bet you it's probably 2. Let's just say 2
Whew.
or 3. I know it's expensive. So
That's
that.
insane.
And then whatever their mortgage or rent is,
If you live in Orange
that's
County,
$50,000
California,
a year
or if you
right
live
there.
in New York, yeah, your mortgage is half that.
So now you're
So-
broke.
There you go. I know, seriously.
You're back on the pole. No.
So you get gas in your car at $6 a gallon.
Man, you just sold me the
It's
nightmare. I give up.
$1,000 to take your kids to school.
Jeez. No, well, that I don't think you need to make that much. I really think, as a couple, you can make 100 grand and do it straight. I tend to think you can make 70,000 and do well.
Where?
Well,
No, Walter.
No.
okay, but
No.
No.
I think that you can. Well, we have to define well. Though.
Me as a single mom providing for 2 children, 70,000 is not enough.
What?
So how is that
Well,
enough?
I guess it
for 2
depends on where you
adults?
live. Where we are in California, it's nuts trying to live on 70,000 as a couple, but people are doing it. I think we spend so much. Like, if you buy a house here right now, your mortgage payment's $4,000, so that's 50,000. So you're right, 70 ain't shit. Wow, that's depressing.
Yeah, well, and I was just thinking, all your kids are grown now, so maybe you're not thinking about how much it costs you. How many
Since
kids do you have?
when?
Walter?
I have 6 kids, 4
kids.
grandkids, and I
Thank you
just
very
got a
much.
link last
So
night
you're
for
trying
this
to tell
toy
me
for
that
my
you
grandson
can live on
Titus.
$70,000 a year if your kids were still younger.
I didn't say I could live on 70,000. I'm just
Do you know any
No,
family that could
you.
do
I'm
that?
saying, let me break it down. Let's say I make 70,000, and I have 6 kids, so my tax deductions are through the roof, right? So my taxes are going to be lower.
If
Right.
you really want to know why Walter has 6 kids, that's why.
You only have to have like
You
6
needed some
times.
extra-
To have,
some extra
and if you have
deductions.
twins, it's only 3. I'm not a freak. Stop it. No. But let's say you make 70,000. That's $6,000 gross. So you probably end up bringing home $5,000 net, assuming you max out your benefits. You don't like take them all. Like you keep some of the money. So let's say you bring home $5,000. And California's whack. I get it. You bring home $5,000, you have roommates. Period. Right? Or let's say, what's an apartment cost right now for a
Roommates
family?
could be the husband.
Right?
Because you can't afford to live on your own.
Well, I'm talking about combined household income of 70,000, right? But you figure the average person gets out and makes what, $25 an hour? I mean, what is that? That's $1,000 a week. So okay, so that's 50 grand.
50,000 a year is
So
your average.
100.
It's about your average income.
Right.
But if you think about a 2-bedroom apartment, it's about $2,000 a month.
That's
In
crazy.
the Inland Empire.
Right. And we're in the IE, we're in the hood. Yeah. So as we go through LA or toward the water, it becomes 3,000 or 4,000.
Okay, so
Okay.
The median income in California for 2020 was $33,000.
Wow.
Wow, per person. Okay, so that's 67,000.
Yeah, so for a household, 78,000.
Okay. So then if they bring home, wow, I got this headache. So they bring home 5, their mortgage, which you know, you live in the hood, or your rent's $2,500, that's $30,000 a year. You have $40,000 left before taxes, benefits, 401k, insurance. Okay, so I don't know if that answers the question why women make less, because really, if the men are making 33, then the women are making what, 32, based on the national average. Oh, it just got worse. Okay. But
The future is female, Walter.
the future is female. Well, okay. I don't know what that looks like for my future.
I just realized I need a husband and a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I said I was gonna behave tonight and I tried to get too much trouble on my first show. So here's why I think men make more money. First of all, men created the system, right? Like, we live in the United States of America. We still have a male president. We have not had a female president ever. In most industrialized countries, I think a lot of them have had female presidents. So I think men created the system. So we continue to run it and maybe rig it, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know what you guys think about that. I mean, or like Joe Biden currently is president, right? He has some longevity. No Biden jokes tonight. I'm gonna be good. But like, how are men still like in that much power? You know, like if a woman is CEO, it's like oh wow, we have a woman CEO. They make a big deal about it. So I think we're still working off of the system that men created.
Yeah, but why is it that way?
Well, I think originally men were supposed to lead. Like if you go back to the 50s, and well, I couldn't buy a house in the 50s for obvious reasons, but we ain't getting into redlining and all that shit tonight. But back in the 50s, 60s, like my favorite show is Mad Men, right? The men worked and the women stayed home. Some women worked in the office, but they weren't, you know, don't think there was one.
Receptionist.
I think Peggy or whatever her name is had, maybe that's where they got Peggy from. Peggy, inside joke, Peggy moved up the ladder, but she was like, she had all this turmoil. So men worked and then women stayed home, but the women took care of the women. The men took care of the women. I think men have got away from that. And I think women, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, have created some of that drama for themselves. With women's this, burn the bra, I don't need a man, all these things, we want equal rights. In my opinion, I think equal rights are good, but to say equal rights means you want to do equal work, and I don't think women are in a position or were to work and take care of the house. You know, so it's kind of like right now, how do you work and then go home and do the dishes and take care of the kids and all that? Which historically women did and women tend to still do. Mm-hmm. So I think we created the system and women are just still part of it. I know it's changing. Not gonna get into that, but it is changing.
You went from way back in the day, old school, to fast forward to today, because I think old school, yes, traditionally men went to work and women stayed home and take care of the household and her husband and the children, and that was just, you know, the way that couples worked. And then as time evolved, I think, you know, the government wanted more tax money, so they pushed for women to go to work. You know, go to work. Yeah, you guys should be working too. You have rights. You know, kind of
Is that what
stirring the pot. Yeah, they were stirring the pot.
I was thinking maybe
so that they can go out there
too. It might have been part of it too.
Well, I think
I don't know what the heck made these women think they were.
What I think it is a lot is I think we wanted more stuff. The cars we got more expensive. We wanted more stuff. You know, like. And I think the television was a detriment to that too, because women would be at home, you know, Little House on the Prairie, you know what I'm saying, out with the cows. There was no TV to go, oh, I want that. I want that dress. Now, I think women saw that, oh my God, I don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, they're like, hey, honey, I want half. Or, okay, that's Eddie. Or, I want more. And I think it's kind of like what social media is today.
Well, that's why TV shows are called programs. They're
right.
Programming you to, you know, fall into what they want you to see and what they want you to believe. This is the first time I've ever heard someone put it that way. I've heard people say it doesn't television, but we're programmed. So like social media today, right? I think we do fairly well, right? But sometimes I go on social media and go, oh my God, I ain't shit. My God, I'm Roach. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time I get on social media, I feel like, my God, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I need to be doing more. And I think
as men, our women are seeing that and feeling that way too, in my opinion.
Yeah, which I think is a huge problem for society because people get caught up in this mentality of it's never enough, I have to go, hustle, work, more. People aren't enjoying life, not appreciating each other, not valuing life, not appreciating relationships. And when you look at the end of the day, and this is a conversation I've had with myself for the last 2 years because I've been redesigning how I want my life. I had to ask myself at one point, like, what am I doing all this for? Well, I'm doing all this because I want to have peace of mind, but none of this is giving me peace of mind. None of this is giving me time with my family. So even though I'm saying that, I wasn't congruent in it. And just like you said, okay, maybe we don't need $250,000 to live, but because of that mindset of wanting more and accomplishing more, but that never goes away. That feeling of, you know what I mean? Like, when does that go away? It has to start within that piece first of, I'm going to live my life the way that I want to, do the things that make me happy. I'm fabulous whether I have a $3,000 purse or not. And
you can bootleg those, so you know.
Yeah, you can bootleg those, and I think if that was just, right, if people had, like, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm at Target, it's a $35 shirt, right? And I think to myself, someone had to work 3 hours to buy this shirt. 3 hours to buy this shirt. Most people have to work 3 hours. Is it worth 3 hours away from your family to buy a shirt?
Damn, something you can spill bleach on or like leave at the park.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's horrible.
And that's a lot of families these days. A lot of them. How many families do you know, especially if they're two working households, a lot of times maybe the woman doesn't have a degree even if she's working too, or the husband has a degree and they're making $15, $16, $17 an hour. Then they have to go and buy their kids' school clothes. How many hours are they away from their family to buy their kids' school clothes?
Jeez.
And then if the kids want name brand on top of it because people are making fun of them at school, they're getting bullied at school. It's just the mentality is not in the right place. So we're not looking at family values.
Damn, you took me back to my Zips and Tough-Skin days. Man.
That must have been way long. You know who that is?
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know who that is. Thank you.
Zips, okay, see, I'm the oldest one at the table. Zips, they were shoes. Like, so they had Nikes, but they had zips instead. So instead of the swoosh, it was a bam. And then they had Tough-Skins. So instead of Jordache, I had Tough-Skins. I used to be so pissed at my parents. Because my parents both made good money, but I went to school in Zips. And you can Google Zips and Tough-Skins, right? We should bring them back. But it is true. We are wanting more because we're looking out. But versus going, you know what? I have everything I need at home. We have food. We have a comfortable house. We have a large TV. You know, we can sit around and be a family. And I think that is disappearing.
Things together. Absolutely. We don't have two-parent households.
Oh, yeah.
The majority of households
That's a
anymore.
whole
So then there's
show.
really no parent at home because the one that's at home, which we talked about earlier, is typically the mom, she's out having to work too.
Right. And that's after happy hour. Next. Okay.
She needs the happy hour.
I know. Well, yeah, and that's the way it should be, though. Men should, in my opinion, I think men should take care of the women. And the women should take care of the men, like supporting their goals. Like if your husband has a business or he's working, I think the woman should be behind him, but also stacking money. Like if your husband makes $100,000, okay, you know, you take $3 or $4 grand a year and you put in an account that stays and grows, and you save money for the two of you, right? And you're entangled in his world. See, this is kind of how I would function.
Okay, so they're really maybe saving $1,000 a month if they're bringing home $70,000 a year. Let's be real.
Well, I was saying a year, but let's say
Groceries? Okay.
no, I'm saying $3,000 or $4,000 a year,
Oh, okay.
right? But no, I mean, yeah, saving $1,000 a month. I mean, if you make $8,000, you should put.
I know how you operate, Walter. You're like, no, I'm saving 3 or 4. That's
I mean, if you make $8,000 a month, you should put one away. That's a whole other conversation. But the things get in the way, like this Louis book. I don't know if Erica's trying to take this book or not.
I am.
You better watch it.
Right? I know, like,
Just keep staying closer to the
you know what I'm
picture.
saying? I'm like looking at that book, but going through that, you go, man. Even like I could go through that book and just want stuff I'm not gonna even wear, but it just sit in my closet. You ever met the person that has Louis all over their closet and you never see him in it? That's crazy. So, anyways, digress from Louis. Here's another reason why I think women don't make as much. I think it's pure discrimination. Period. Like, I think men want women to be in a certain place. I mean, men probably won't admit it. Ego. Right?
100%.
I don't want her to make more than me. I'm the man.
Or they're competitive.
Right. But what's happened is, I think there is discrimination, but I don't think that men have done a good job of like stepping up. Okay, like you want to be discriminatory, you want to run things, you need to support, you need to take care of her. I think men and women have let us off the hook, don't have to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I meet a lot of single moms, and that's a whole nother show, who say, oh, I don't need anything from him, I got it. I said, girl, you don't got it. You've been struggling. You know what I'm saying? You don't got it. So you do need him, and we need to hold men's feet to the fire. So if they want to discriminate, fine, you just take care of us. You understand what I'm saying? And then if a man is taking care of you, and I know women do it, take care of men now, and women take care of women, and I get all that other stuff that's going on right now. I'm just talking about from my perspective, right? And you guys both date men, right? You're married to one. Whatever you're doing, I'm sure it's working out too. We did it. Never mind. Let's stick to the subject. Women take lower paying jobs. Teachers make less money than an engineer or doctor or lawyer, right? Financial planner. But ironically, they are the most important, right? Because if the kids grow up screwed up, who cares what the bridge is doing?
They're really important. They're definitely underpaid, undervalued.
And we pay them like crap, which is, I don't know if that's like something we need to fix, like with the government. I think women tend to be more liberal, right? So we've had more liberal people in power. I think teachers should make more money, right? Women tend to do things, you know, like when's the last time you went to a hotel and you saw a man cleaning your room?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That's I just got a vision of what that would be like as a man cleaning the room.
Me too.
Walking into a bachelorette party. Like, no, ladies, I'm just a cleaner. Oh my God. I'm trying not to die right here. But no, I didn't mean to take you there. But no, I'm serious. Right? You don't see men cleaning.
Yeah,
but you see
right.
women cleaning the hotels. And you know that's the lowest paying job in the hotel. The maids make less than valet. Actually, valet, they make money. Some valets, guys, they make six figures.
Yeah.
What?
I was a maid. That was my first job when I was 13.
Yeah. Oh, valet guys get paid.
Yeah,
And
how much you give them when you drop off your car? $5 every time.
$5?
Whatever change I can find.
Yeah, but you know, you give them $1, $3, $4, $5, but
you really not driving usually right when you're valet.
yeah, and how many cars do they park? Like if you go to Caesar's Palace in Vegas, just car. Yeah, they're putting that in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you don't see women valet. You see men.
I need to be a valet. I would have fun driving different cars.
You know, so I'll be back.
Good tips, dude.
It'd be so
See?
much fun.
Women, there you go. If women were valets, I would tip a woman more money. One, because I feel like we should do more for them. And women, especially if they are attractive, and doesn't mean they look a certain way, just means that they keep their stuff together. Don't leave the house looking ratchet, right? I think you'll get more tips.
But would the man, the owner of the car, a male, be the first to say to a woman, valet driver, do you know how to drive my car?
That was exactly.
Do you know how to drive stick?
I think we're past, like, can a woman drive my car?
I don't know.
If she's going to sign up for a job in ballet,
that's the first thing that's going to
like, I would never sign up for a job in ballet.
No, you'd be
Really?
awful.
Okay, remind me not to let you drive my
I'd be in
stuff.
the car with you, Erica.
Okay, valet people just moving the car around the corner. They're not, like, taking off. But
We would.
I would love to see, okay, back to Jamaica. I would love to see women valets. Just, you know, I like to see women in jobs because one, women are more sensible. You know, a woman is not going to take your car and slam it in the first gear as soon as you turn your back in the hotel. You know, when you see commercials about men like driving valet crazy, it's men. Yeah, it's men. Women are more sensible. So I think women choose lower paying jobs. One, I think because they need the flexibility, right? And they take more part-time work.
And I think they won't negotiate the salary versus a male would negotiate, right? We just, if they gave us a salary and said this is what you're paid, then women won't, you know, ask for more. They'll just accept it. And I think a man will be outspoken about it and negotiate and even turn down the job if they don't, you know, receive the salary that they think that they deserve. And a woman will just be kind of more content with getting a job because she needs it. She needs a medical insurance. You know, she has children to take care of. It offered, you know, a whole package, so they'll just take it because of the package and not negotiate or speak up.
Wow. Okay. Next
And I
subject.
don't really know why that is, but I do agree with you. I don't know if it's a self-worth thing or what, but I do agree that.
I mean, do women still have self-esteem issues?
I think so, yeah. For
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
So
do
do men.
women have self-esteem?
Women and men have it.
Really? Let me Google that. I'm not
Mhm.
Googling. I'm like, I'm doing a podcast tonight. Like, anyways, one of my kids. So, women, I think, have more power these days in the workforce. Right? Like, there's a movie coming out, another Me Too movie, coming out about Harvey Weinstein that looks really good. I don't want to beat the subject up because I think we beat it up a lot. But I think women, in my opinion, have more power. Like, if a woman walks in my office for a job, I'm going to be more cautious because of what could happen to me if I get this wrong. Like, am I going to say the wrong thing to her? You know what I'm saying? Or am I going to ask her a question that's too personal? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, okay, you have kids, like, what's the chance that you're going to take off work to deal with your kids? Which you can't really ask people.
No, you
But
can't.
it's a good question. I'm running a business. I need your help. If you're going to be gone, certainly in so many days, and I should know that so I can at least bring another person to support you or know what I'm dealing with.
Would the male option be a better choice than the female because she mentioned that she has children?
Yeah, men don't get pregnant.
Yeah, but they take paternity leave now.
That's true.
They do, but okay. But it's not, the woman still is the one having the baby, right? And unfortunately, a lot of women that are having babies, the man isn't taking off. He's still working. And a lot of companies don't give paternity leave, right? I mean,
I think it's becoming more common.
is it? Maybe for big companies, but what about the small business owner? Like, are they, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's not something that I would probably do at this moment. But men don't have to take off work. Like, they don't go through menopause. Lord have
Seems
mercy.
like they do.
Whew. Maybe
Women don't take off work because of menopause.
Really? They should, man.
Oh, God.
I've seen them play menopause 2 times. And I'm like,
Really?
there's no way in hell I want to be around that woman at work.
And what's men's excuse when they're all moody?
I don't know. You probably got a menopausal wife at home. You know what's crazy being around menopausal women is you always feel this. I'm like, oh, I can be Stevie Wonder. Oh, she's in menopause. I'm getting all my women in their 50s a fan. You know?
Oh, God.
But men, I'm trying to think of what we need to take off for. Like, even if you go back to Adam and Eve, I'm not getting religious, I'm just saying, according to a lot of religions, the man was there and the woman screwed up. And so she supposedly, there was a childbirth pain and all these things. Right? I mean, that's what religion says. It didn't come from me. I don't know Adam or Eve. I'm just saying. So, okay, let me shut up because I'm going to get in trouble with that. I said I wasn't going to talk religion. Next subject. Women are the support system at home. Right? Kid gets in trouble at school. Who does the school call first? They call the mom. Mom and dad are at work. The mom gets the call. Even to this day. Right? So the mom used to get the call, and then we used to get the call from the mom, like, hey, when you get home, you got something to do. Your kids are acting crazy. So women still are taking the responsibility, but what they're doing now is they're saying, we want more of the responsibility. Like, if you see, they call this term the emasculation of men, am I saying that right? Where men are becoming, what is it, like women or...
Weenies?
Weenies, and I don't know if it's from... men giving in, you know, because it's just okay, you want to be equal, right? So there's certain things I should be able to say to you.
I don't even know that I can tell you that I want it to be equal. I can't even tell you that. I'm okay with it being a man's world. I like men a lot, right? I like a lot of things. So I'm not, but...
They should be honest, and I think most women feel that way if they're true with themselves. I want a man to lead.
But I just want to be safely led and know that things are going to be taken care of, and I think that's the challenge. The other thing too is that at the same time, there's a lot of women that aren't behaving respectful enough to attract a woman that leads, and I think it goes back to not having...
You mean attract a man that leads?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think that goes back to not having...
I'm not drinking this, by the way.
I think that goes back to not having both parents in the household, unfortunately. I was a single mom for 14 years. So I'm not knocking that, but it's hard. I don't know how to be a dad. I can't be a dad. I could never do that.
But so many women say that. Happy Father's Day to me. You know, it's like, okay, and I think women are, I mean, it's not all their fault, but I think women are making this worse right now by wanting to say, like, I hear women say all the time, I don't need a man. That's just not true. And I'm talking about, obviously women that like men. That's what this is, right? I mean, he period. There it is. I threw it in. So I think you hear a lot of women saying, I don't need a man. But I really think deep down they do. I know in my past, right? I know my goal was like, it's my job to take care of the woman. Or at least lead from the front financially. She can still work. She can't, like, okay, girl, you allowed. No.
You may. Exactly
Oh my God.
the problem, Walter. There you go. Let's ding that.
I feel like, and I know men have dropped the ball on this, we should be in a position where we lead from the front. But we also then have to be respectful for our women. Unfortunately, like, with cheating and whatever, people leave, whatever goes on. There's a risk that you might be left with the ball. But I think it's our job to lead our women and then give them the power. Like, women used to handle the checkbook. And I remember, like, hearing that. Oh, I got to talk to my wife. I got to talk to mama, right? I mean, so I've heard that, but, like, if women were controlling the checkbook, how come they don't have the power? Because if I'm a woman, we made $4,000 this month. $500 going to my account in case he acted fool. We got $3,500. Right? Which is what I would do if I was a woman. So as a man, I'm okay taking care of a woman. Plus, there's other things, we'll get down to this on the list, that when you're taking care of a woman, there's things that you get from a woman that you don't always get from a working woman. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, like? We're going to talk about this later, but I'm going to hint on it. Like me, I wake up in the morning, right? And I think a lot of couples went through this. I think most fights start in the morning for work, right? So, like, we fall asleep, you get some good sleep, you know what I'm saying? Men, we wake up with certain activities that are functioning better than others. And it's like, I want to spend time with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not too early for the coconut oil or to drink coffee or like candles or whatever. But like, it's like, she got to go to work. And women tend to be more focused, task-oriented. Like, if women have something to do, she's got shit to do. Well, we'll be like, I'll deal with it later. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it later. Where women are more like, it's got to be done now. So I think when she wakes up, she got to go to work and she got to do all these other things. So I think if men, as we take care of our woman, she would have more time to be more of a woman. Old school woman, right? Like, remember in the movies, or maybe you don't, but like in one of the movies, I think it's on Amazon, Mrs. Maisel, I think, the comedian. They go to, right? They go to bed, her husband goes to sleep, she wakes up, does her makeup before he wakes up. That is what I'm talking about. But he made the money though, until he left her, which is the whole twist of the show, right? And you're not paying me to say this. But doing makeup before your husband wakes up is like the equivalent of like, okay, I'm gonna make the money, come home, my wife's gonna take care of the house, I'm gonna give her the money to do that, and when the kids go to bed, she putting on the heels, or whatever you want, right? But I think a lot of women don't, because they feel like the man.
Well, I think if men were true leaders in the household, and they made the woman feel very secure, in her feminine energy.
Oh, that's tough.
And then
do explain.
Yes, from that point on, if she felt that and received that from a masculine man, and who's the protector and who is bringing the income, then if she's gonna stay home, if you guys came to an agreement, the woman's gonna stay home and she's gonna provide for the home and her husband, and the man comes home and he's providing financially above and beyond. When that man walks the door, I think most women would agree, she's gonna have on those heels, she's gonna have on her makeup, she's gonna do whatever the heck he wants her to do, because he's providing security to her financially, physically, mentally, all those things. Women need that. We need that to trust a man to make us feel okay to take down our own masculine energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So if he can provide that and lead like that, then yeah, all that can happen. Mm-hmm. But all men are not willing to or know how to, not willing. They just don't know how
some
to lead.
Willing
yeah.
Like some are not willing.
Are
on what are those dates, Dutch or whatever?
Oh my God, swipe
They
left,
both
swipe
say.
right. Last night she was left.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
So I think that's why women are okay to be single and not say they don't need a man, but who needs like another child
Right.
added to your list, or who needs to be a mom to a man, you know, pass the baton. He went from
Yeah.
his mom to now you. Like a woman doesn't need that if she's already doing fine on her own without it. Maybe still go through the struggles up and down, but
Yeah.
she doesn't need that baby.
Right. Well, and that's a whole nother subject. But yeah, I think some men are babies.
If there's a leader, if he's a true leader and he can make her feel secure, then that's different. Yes, she'll do all those things that you want
Will
her to
she
do.
though? Because I feel
Yes.
like
Yes.
a lot of
Yes.
women have masculine
No.
energy that they bring to the
Yes,
relationship.
No, but the reason
It's-
is because the trust isn't there.
Yes,
Mhm.
If
absolutely.
the woman is jumping out of bed to be task oriented, she's in her masculine energy.
Right. So
The woman
she
that
is
she
bringing
wants
old
to-
luggage to a new vacation, and so we end up carrying
or
two
so
suitcases.
is the man. Maybe
Oh, I
he's
get it.
being feminine, and that's why she doesn't feel safe and has to jump up in the relationship. There could be a reason for that too.
Damn,
Those
it's
ways.
all bad.
Yeah.
My God.
It is. What's a man gonna? For me, like
Yes, let's
if
talk
I
about the
can,
man.
if I can already do a lot of things on my own, and I have, like I figured it out, and even if I date,
Mhm.
and I see that this man would not do anything considerate or thoughtful for me to help me in my daily activities, or did he think about me? Did he consider me? You know, when I went to pump gas, did his ass sit in the car?
Oh, okay. That's
You
a
know.
non-starter. First of all, fellas, I'm
So,
sorry. If your woman is
yeah.
pumping gas and you're in the car, it's a wrap. I'm sorry. I'm like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Pull up quick to get with him.
Right.
That's just
So
madness.
I think women are more observant.
I just got a headache.
We're observant, and we're watching. If we're dating, we're watching. Like, is this somebody that is going to change my life from single to make me
Is it worth
stop
it?
being single to being in a relationship? Is he worth it? If not, I'm fine.
See, I agree with you. I don't think women, here we go, just give it to me straight. Like my email, you can flood it with negativity. I
Cheers,
don't
ladies.
think,
That's
oh
right,
yeah,
girls, we got
I'm
you.
not drinking. I'm on a 21-day fast. I haven't had food in 4 days, so forgive me. But I don't think that women should pump gas.
I agree.
My girl's like, and we would fight about this shit. I was like, and Asia will tell you, well, she's not on camera, but Asia will tell you. I'm like, so my routine is like this. Wake up in the morning, like, make sure coffee, whatever's ready. Start the car, so the car's warm when you get in it, depending on the temperature, right? And I take my black ass over to the gas station and make sure that the tank is full and have it here running.
Okay, I love that.
I hate that.
That's
We would
see,
fight
that's
over
a
that.
thoughtful gesture.
Is
Anything
it?
thoughtful from a man is huge. It means a lot.
It does.
So why do women fight that so much? 'Cause
I would not fight that shit at all.
I mean, like,
There.
'cause I can do it. Like, maybe they feel like I don't want you to give me stuff because you're gonna use it later. I mean,
no, you could pump my gas. You could
We're
wash
not
my
used
car.
to
You
people doing that
can
anymore.
do anything for my car that I don't want to do. That's
My
like
God,
my
like-
number one thing. I don't want nothing to do with my car. Just a man do these things. I just want to get in it. It's clean. It has a full tank
yeah,
of
I'm
gas.
trying to think how many cars have I fixed for friends and dealt with this week. I'm like, I said to one of my friends, "Don't you have a man for this?" Like, Jesus Christ! Like, really, I'm taking your car to the mechanic, and I'm like, and these are attractive women.
Well, yeah, but men are not stepping up to do these things for you. I bet you these attractive women can tell their boyfriend or whoever they're talking to on the phone, "Hey, I'm having car issues," and you know he's not going to step up and say, "Well, let me take care of that for you." He knows that she's going to take care of it.
Okay, well, that's not a masculine man in the sense of like.
Well, then there's not a
leading from
lot
the
of
front.
those.
Really? I find it hard to believe. I think those men are sitting at home, you know, maybe they're not making as much to be out in the limelight with as many women.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of good dudes that okay, they're all married.
I was
okay,
going to say, or that's not how they're going to spend their time because they make a lot of money, right? So then, you
Yeah.
know, but we have AAA or whatever.
Right.
No, I mean, okay, if she's far away.
I'll
and
tell you, my tire blows. Sam is not coming and changing my tire. Like, my
Well-
husband doesn't do things that makes him sweat.
well, you have AAA though. AAA is
He'll make sure
$100
I'm
a year
taken
per
care
year.
of.
Well, that's why she knows that she needs AAA because her husband isn't going to come and rescue her. So she's
Well,
like, okay,
He's
I
not
got to
that
figure
dude
this out.
that's.
And
Well, he makes
chances
sure I
are-
have AAA because
Yeah,
he knows
well,
he's not
he makes
gonna
sure.
do it.
He's like,
Right, so
I'm not
he's-
doing it, but I got her.
So he's taking care care
You'll be fine.
AAA, so you have two husbands. But I get if you have AAA and you're an hour away, girl, call AAA. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll stay on the phone with you because by the time I get the AAA,
right,
I get that.
Yes, absolutely.
But you're having issues. Like there's just things that men should do. You know what I'm saying? Like I take care of that. I got the car. Like stay away from the car, right? Another thing me and my girl would fight about is I'd be like, I got the door. And I've had this happened to me before too. I was like, don't touch the door. Like this is such a rule. I don't want to date a woman that's got the door handle. Now, if we're in a hurry, it's pouring rain, grab the handle. But like, damn, like the first time as a woman you go, oh no, I got it. It's like, okay, check. I don't have to do shit for her. Or that's one thing I don't have to do. And then it becomes 2, then 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I say let a gentleman, if he's got gentleman skills and somebody taught him right, like let him do it. It stands out to me. I try to teach my son what I know that women like, and it's to do gentleman things like open the door, like don't sit your ass in the damn car while your girlfriend's pumping
Don't be
the
a
gas.
trip chick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
none of that, none of those things. So I think that's a huge gesture.
Agreed. I actually had somebody ask me, do you want me to open the door for you? I was testing them, and I said, no, it's okay. And so they did it, and I was like, you failed.
Oh
Right?
no! Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
see,
just seeing
and
that.
women
Is that
do
a
shit
bad
like
way?
that.
Why ask? Like just do it.
Just do it.
Or don't just do it the
that's
first few
trickery
times.
though, because
Yeah.
that's a trick. Because men, we're like,
Well,
okay,
why did you ask? Why did he ask?
he shouldn't ask. He
That
should
was a
just
weird
go
question.
for it. But no, I've had girls and even friends of mine open the door for a friend of mine. She goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" I go, "Girl, listen, we need to talk about your dating habits."
No, I say thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I notice it. I definitely appreciate
Ladies,
it.
stop at the door.
Yeah.
If they don't open it, wait.
Like-
For them to do it.
Yeah, but
you gotta
sometimes-
teach them.
But sometimes when I'm there waiting.
Okay, if you wait by the door,
I'm
then
fidgeting with my purse.
he ain't the one. If you wait by the
Dinner's
door,
not good.
he ain't the one.
I'm like,
So-
oh, let me pretend I need to fix my mascara, my lipstick.
Okay.
And they're looking at me from outside the car. I'm like, okay. he ain't
That's
doing it.
horrible. Like, get in, girl. No.
He's like, come on.
I mean, and I think, because there are some women that will say, oh, I got the door. And that's suicide for a relationship if you want a masculine man. And I think the other thing, too,
I'm gonna take your wine.
no, you can have my glass. I'm not drinking the wine, so I just wanted to see it.
You just think it looks cool.
No, I love wine, but since I'm not eating anything for 21 days or drinking, I'm like,
I got you.
Yeah.
right, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm hungry. Master, let me go. No. I'm getting through this fast. I don't care. You can pour wine on me or in a Guns N' Roses video. I'm going to make it through this fast.
Right. Yes, you
So,
are.
plus, yeah. So, I think men, when a man wants to do stuff for you, let him, but you get behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll take care of, like, I'm in a relationship. My job is to take care of the house, mortgage, whatever, utilities. Like, my girl's like, I'm like, how much was the gas bill now last month? Shit, I don't know. That's the answer I'm looking for. But that means I'm working harder. You know what I'm saying? But her job is to back me up because she's taking care of her. You know, I think a lot of times, like this happened to me in a long relationship, long time ago. I had someone say, I said, you should come to work for me and we could build this together. She goes, I don't necessarily want to work for you. I'm like, so let me break down what happens. I leave here and you're in sweats. I go to work and my assistant's in heels, miniskirt, perfume, hair, done. That is my challenge. And she's talking about our goals and dreams. Yeah.
Right.
She's talking about, oh, we could do this. And then I come home to the socks and sweats and I'm like, damn, you know what? I gotta go back to work.
Well, that's lack of communication.
Is
like
it?
you need to tell her, you know, this is what I like, this is what appeals to me and keeps me attracted.
I feel like they do that in the beginning.
Well, you need to keep communicating and saying, look,
Or
this
maybe
is
you're
not
not telling her
attractive.
she's hot anymore, so she doesn't care anyway.
Oh, I mean, I always tell my girl she's cute, she's hot.
In
you
the
know,
sweats and everything, but you need to.
Okay,
you
not
need
in
to-
sweats.
Okay.
Sweats are limited. Like that's once a week stuff. Like okay, it's been a long day.
Yeah, but I think you need to communicate like that. Like, you know, hey, I want the heels and whatever it is that you're attracted to, let her know.
And I think that makes men work harder. Or I think I would work harder knowing that my wife was doing more, you know, to please
Well,
me.
I'm not going to agree with you on that 100% because one thing that you're not considering, I think, is that if there's kids at home.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And if you
That's what
think her
NyQuil is
taking-
for.
Well, if you don't think that her being home, taking care of the house, taking care of the bills, taking care of the kids, making sure the laundry's done, making sure the sheets are done, making sure she's sexy for you, making sure dinner's done, making sure the homework's done.
I have an
If
answer
you
for
don't
that.
think that's a job,
Oh my God, I
just
need
don't
another
know what to
glass of
tell
wine
you.
for all
I know,
that job.
I don't even know what to tell you if you don't think
Spit
that's
up
a
on your
job.
shirt
And if
with
you
her
don't think that her,
babies.
15
Keep going
hour-
on.
If her 15-hour day at work, even though apparently you're not considering that work, wasn't a tough
Yeah, well,
job.
who does
I
all
don't
that?
know
Do women still do all that?
Yes. Who raises the kids?
who raises the kids.
Who?
Wow.
And
Okay.
If they
Different
want
if
to
you're
eat,
single and you don't
yeah.
have kids with them, I think it's a different.
You know what you
There's,
can
there's
do?
different seasons that you go through.
There's SB for that. Like laundry. That was when I was married. That was our
Who's SB?
housekeeper.
Oh wow.
I tell my kids, can you fold? They be like, what? Oh, hell to the no.
Yes.
I fold in
Well,
that
I
shit.
mean, yes, that would be great.
Oh, sorry.
That would be great if you can provide a housekeeper, cleaner, cook, whatever, nanny. That would be amazing.
In my opinion, and I think,
If you have that much money, she should be hot for you.
but I think
Yes.
couples,
Yes.
I think couples should, I think a lot of couples can actually do that. You know, obviously you need another bedroom, unless she's coming and going.
Oh, you mean a live-in?
Yeah, well, okay, when I say nanny or housekeeper, I think live-in.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, well, like me, most of my adult life, or I've had, recently I've had a live-in housekeeper until she acted a fool. But it just made more sense to have her do everything, and I go to work, and my girl not have to focus on that,
Okay, well, I'm down with that. That's
right? But
if
but
I don't have to.
but my girl is doing more.
But
She's
it
doing
doesn't-
more
I don't
supporting
know
me
if I'd
though.
want her there in the house.
Yeah, because then you can't really argue and fight.
Is it you and your girlfriend in your house, or is it you and your wife in your house together? Because no other woman's running my house.
But a lot of
Yes.
women have housekeepers.
I know she can come clean my house. She can come at once
Yes.
a week and clean it.
Yes.
But
But
see,
she's not running my house. I am. It's my house.
Yes.
I'm cleaning this house.
I
baby.
agree with that.
So maybe I jumped too
I don't
far.
even care if she's
Uh,
good looking or not. It's still my house. And if she's running things, it's just a different.
Not
animal.
running things, but like okay, she's gonna cook, clean, and she doesn't have to live there. Like I had a housekeeper, she lived here, but let's pretend she didn't. She would cook, clean, she'd do the laundry, and so we didn't have to deal with that stuff. We just were like gonna get up and keep it moving. That actually, in hindsight, made things really much better. But you need an extra bedroom, or you need to be able to pay her to just do that.
Well,
She's
you had
gonna
a lot
come
of
in the
kids too, so
Yeah.
We had 6. It wasn't that many.
That's
That's
a lot of kids.
a lot of.
Is it? Well, I think people say
Yeah,
it's a lot of kids because based on the financial situation. If you make
No,
decent
it's a
money,
lot of kids. If you're a mother taking care of 6 kids,
That's
Oh.
it's 24/7, no
okay,
sleep,
and that's not how
no
much.
sexy
That's not how it
looking
worked
at
in
all.
my house. Their mom wasn't doing it all. It was a equal balance.
Well,
but I get it.
Maybe
Most
you're not
home
giving her
households.
credit for doing it all, but she did.
Okay.
6
No,
kids.
no. She did a lot. I'm not saying that. This is not like. I'm not saying she didn't. She did a lot, but we had help, and I think that makes it easier.
But not every family can afford help like that.
Especially that's 8 people being taken care of, 9 with the living housekeeper. How many people can afford that?
Okay.
One said the average income's what did it say it was? A little under 50?
Mid 70s.
Well, I don't think
Today,
the woman
today.
should be doing all of that unless he is fully supporting all of them and she could then deal with that stuff. And is she really cleaning every day? Maybe she's cooking every day. I think with Uber Eats and some of the things, I don't think women are really cooking every day either. And I think a lot of men cook too. Like I know in my relationship, I cook. And even when I was married, I cooked like quite a bit. So I think we're moving more toward that. Like I'm just trying to picture a woman that like does all that shit you just talked about. I'm exhausted.
I
Golly.
don't think I'm one of those women. I would say Erica's one of those women.
Really? Like do all that stuff, that whole list? I mean, okay.
Who else is gonna do it? I do have a cleaning lady, but
Then
you know,
sex
they
is off the
come
table
to
then, I
house.
guess sometime. I mean, okay, so then we should
Well, that's why I think women
Wow.
start to, now. Apparently, I'm married, so but I think women. That's why women say I don't need a man. What for? There's resentment, and then it's just someone else that I have to take care of. I'm already doing so much. I'm tired
Yes.
already.
When I said another child,
Yeah.
I
so
think-
unless you're gonna take some of the,
the weight.
the weight, then okay. But if not, I don't need any more. I'm already tapped out, baby. I'm barely,
right.
you know,
And it's
doing
not
the
that you
dog
don't need
pattern.
a man. You would want one, but you don't want the extra responsibility of a full-grown adult added to your responsibilities.
Wow. I don't believe that most men are like that, but
No,
but
most
that's
men,
what you see in the media. Like,
so if that's what you're meeting, and when you're saying, I'm just kind of justifying when women say when you're saying women say I don't need a man, that's what they're thinking of. Like I don't need the extra headache.
okay.
He has to, you know.
Bring something to the
yes.
table.
And I think women
Yes.
are too nitpicky. I think they are too, oh my God, like they pick at everything. Where men, we tend to be more, okay, you know what? The floor is dirty, but I did the dishes.
Men seem to be a lot more. I hear this a lot, being that I'm single.
I got the floor wet. Oh my God, but you did the dishes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Now that I'm single, well, I am. I've been single, but I hear this a lot with single men saying,
What's your Instagram? No.
No. Oh, you're single? Well, you're just my type. You meet everything on my list, and I'm thinking, you should, you know, that they say they're picky. I'm very picky. I'm very picky.
Men say that?
Yes, but they're overweight.
Oh, damn. Okay, here we go. Big bottoms. All
Yes,
right.
they're overweight. Like, that's a huge problem. Like, why?
Ooh.
Why do I got to be hot and you don't?
Yes, like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I'm not saying
I thought we were talking about money.
Yeah.
Are heavier men broke? Okay, no, never mind. Let's stay here. Okay, no, finish your subject.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm not saying I'm Miss America, but
But I said that's how we find you on Instagram is Miss America.
Miss America Finance right there.
Yeah,
There you
but
go.
don't
Find her.
say you're picky, but you know, you don't take care of yourself, you know, physically.
Ooh.
But then you want an attractive woman who does take care of herself.
That's where the money comes
who works
in.
hard on it's hard to take care of yourself, especially as a woman, to maintain yourself.
We are
Hair,
expensive.
nails.
And then you have
all
to
these
make
things.
other women happy. That's the other thing too. Not only do you have to make him happy, you have other women that you have to please, like when you go out.
I think you're just pleasing yourself, like things that make
Yeah.
you feel good about yourself.
That's what you say, but
Well,
I hear
that's
you.
because we're older women.
Yeah.
It's different. I think we were around 20s, now we're like, we don't care.
Yeah,
It's different. It's different.
Well, okay. Here's something I skipped. I wanted to talk about. I'm just gonna say it. I think men make more because people are more interested in seeing a man do the job. Like, for instance, let's take the NBA and the WNBA.
That's
Right.
sports.
Right, but it's still, I've heard this, matter of fact, I hear this argument more in sports than anything. Like the WNBA, there was a while where they were really like, we need to make just as much as the men, but the problem is WNBA tickets are $25, and you know what I'm saying, the Laker tickets are $200. You know what I'm saying? So, and those are women buying sports tickets too.
But who's setting those prices and standards? And you know,
the consumer.
the NBA, who are owned by men,
So wait,
who
so
want to watch men play the sport, and they're not
Because-
interested in watching females.
less people watch women's sports in general.
100%. I'm watching women's soccer when they go to the Olympics. I can't tell you who the women's soccer team, or I can't name one woman in soccer, but I can tell you who David Beckham is and all these other men that play soccer.
But do you watch soccer, men's soccer?
I watch men's soccer.
So
And I
what
think
do you
most
like
women
about
watch-
men's soccer as opposed to women's.
Well, I mean it's more aggressive, it's faster. You know what I'm saying? It's more activity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, women's soccer is pretty aggressive. I'm not knocking it because my daughter plays soccer. I don't want to like Morgan pissed at me, but I'm just saying men's soccer sports are just, you know what I'm saying? Like there's men's are supposed to be the gladiator. Women watching the
The
stands.
gladiator.
Well, I'm going back to the Roman days, right? But like men, it was their stuff. The women cheered them on. Now, like, I don't know, and I'm okay with women's sports, especially tennis. I love watching women's tennis. Now, women's tennis, I watch over the men. I can't tell you who. I know Nadal, but I know a bunch of women tennis players. So tennis, women, you own it. Period. Right? So we're gonna get in trouble. Women take on more responsibility. I don't need a man. I got it.
We talked about that.
That's madness. Stop doing that. Put your bra back on. It's like, come on, ladies. And I don't mean like physically. I mean mentally.
Yeah.
No, I mean putting that back. I mean physically put it back on too. I was talking about the mentals. But like that whole like we don't need a man thing, burning my bra. It's like, okay, you realize you're burning.
A $58,
Your security.
$60 bra?
Yeah, now they're not burning bras. They're like, that's not a Walmart bra. But they were doing that. So and they were letting men off the hook. And I think that needs to stop, number one. And you said something, I think it was you were saying some women, oh man, I can't believe I'm getting into this, aren't acting like women. And I think men
aren't acting
respectful. It's like, geez Louise. And I know that's a huge conversation with society today, but like, there's an expression, I want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. I heard a guy at church, matter of fact, Abundant Living here, Pastor Diego say that, but his grandma said it. I was like, go grandma. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like you got a freak in the streets. Wait, how am I say it? A freak in the sheets and a lady in the bed. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
My God, I can go to some people's Instagram and be like, oh, okay, next, she's not date material. She's not date material. She's definitely single. I know it's jacked up to do that, but more time than not, I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. I do have a comment to your freak in the streets and lady in the bed or whatever, vice versa.
Well, that's what it ends up being, right?
No, so I have an opinion on that.
Okay.
What if the man doesn't bring out that freak in the woman?
Ooh, man, that's a whole nother show.
What if he thinks he's bringing this all out, or he's the best, or he's doing all this, and it's boring, and he sucks, and you're like,
oh, you mean he sucks in the bed?
yes, and
okay,
you're
that's
just like,
a whole.
okay, you're like, hurry up, get it over with.
Then that's a relationship killer. I mean, because pleasing a woman is not hard, so that's just laziness. Period. And that's something women could address. And since,
but how much of it, if a woman were to tell a man, hey, maybe you need to step it up, do foreplay, I don't know, whatever it is.
Okay, but that's.
But listen, what if
do you
they
really have
told
to
a
tell a man that?
What if you did? He's not going to be like, oh, you're right, okay.
He should be.
He's going to be broken. His ego's going to be shot. He'll probably cheat on you because you told him that.
Really? Oh, that's cool. I mean,
I don't know. Would they?
maybe with the money he's made because he's supporting you, he can go out and get lessons. There's nothing wrong with like
Lessons
people
from
used to do
other
that.
women?
No, like relationships, like coaching, marriage counseling.
I'm just saying, if men want all these, fantasy things that they're watching on TV or this whatever it
Okay,
is.
that shit is totally fantasy though. Like,
Yeah, but
Oh
what
my God.
makes him think that he's Mr. Stud and he's really turning her on when he's not even, she's not even having an orgasm.
Yeah, in fact, it's a pretty high number of women that don't have orgasms.
Yeah.
I seen the other day.
it ain't me, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Is that a financial? Well, I mean, actually, that is totally fixable though, and I think women. Oh Lord,
But
I'm
you
gonna
don't
get counseled my first show.
But women, you don't want to hurt your man's feelings because you know he's gonna be so like he'll
Is that
never
hurting his
get over
feelings,
it. He'll never
But
get over it.
What kind of man makes love to his wife or his long-term girlfriend? I'm not talking about hit it and quit it, and doesn't please her. Like if you don't
Because
please
he
your
thinks
woman.
he's doing it right. He never asked if he's doing it right. He just thinks he is.
But that's women. That's your job is to tell the man what he should be doing if he's doing it wrong. You know what I'm
know.
saying? Take a breath.
How do you say it? How would you accept it if a woman told you you're not doing it right?
Okay, so let's switch roles real quick. You know, babe, I love it when you slow down and talk to me. Number one, right? I want to sit down and that's like I have this thing. It's called non-physical, intimacy, where you can look at each other and have a conversation and just talk. Like to build up, because I understand that for women is important. The other thing with foreplay, I mean, my God, I mean, if you have teeth and, if you have, not teeth, but if you...
I was like, I'm not sure where this is going.
I mean, okay, I'm just saying there's things you could do. We watch enough adult movies, and I'm talking about on Netflix, not Pornhub, to know what you can do for a woman. I think women these days, and maybe because they're working, are in a hurry. Versus saying, you know what?
Maybe the men are in a hurry because they're working.
Yeah, but I think men delay work or will put money to the side for a second for sex. Right?
But is it satisfying to one or both?
Well, I don't know. But I'm just saying if the woman wants it and the man's going to be late for work, I think the man have a highly, speaking for myself, more chance to be like, hey man, I'm going to be late. You know what I'm saying? Because this is why I have a woman. This is why I work and provide and do all the things I do for her. So we could be intimate. If you take intimacy out of the relationship, I'm talking about physically, I'll work at Taco Bell and drink beer with my boys and have the pot belly from the dudes that you talked about. You know what I'm saying? I don't like working out or fasting.
Yeah,
I just want hey, come over,
you
homie.
can be late to work. Most people can't be late to work.
Right.
They would lose their job.
Right. If they're an employee versus a business owner.
I should wake up earlier, but I get it.
So that might not be an option for some people.
But, I mean, there's things, especially if your man is taking care of you, there's things you could say, like, you know what, baby, you know what I like? I love it when you rub the inner thighs. If that's your thing, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, I always tell people, coconut oil fixes most things. But you don't even get a chance to get to the coconut oil because you have so many tasks, and I get it because sometimes I do it too.
I don't know. You can end up needing antibiotics for all that.
Well, I think coconut oil is safe, but
internal, external.
But like, what if so if you are taking care of your woman, and I really think, and I'm just speaking from a man, I don't want my woman to work. I want her to be able to do what she wants, but support our goals. You understand what I'm saying? Like.
So what happens? I would like for, honestly.
I want her to be productive.
Yeah, I would like for maybe a future spouse to make that offer. Look, I don't want you to work. These are the things that I want you to do to provide for me, the household. Like set out what exactly he wants and his duties and my duties. But at the same time, what if the marriage fails and I didn't work? Then what?
Segue to my next segment.
Yeah.
So, first of all, ladies, if you're in a relationship with a man that's taking care of everything, your job is to be a squirrel. You stack nuts. Boom. To the side. He gets paid. You put money aside. Number one. Two, you should own stuff together. I don't care if you're married, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. In a relationship, the first thing I do and did is say, we should do something together. We should own something together. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
So like
I will not own somebody with somebody if we're not married.
I think that's backwards. I think ownership is stronger than marriage. Like
marriage is ownership.
Well, first of all, I think marriage these days is weak. People get together, get divorced, and like 20 minutes later, it's like, okay, what happened? Didn't you just get married? Like you were on the elephants and all the stuff, and like. The elephants ain't even made it back to the zoo, and you're already finished. So I think marriages are, with Netflix and social media, I don't even know how people still get married. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're low on battery. So, and this is our first podcast, so we're gonna wrap this up. So I think you should own stuff together. Me and my girl, we own stuff together. Land, whatever.
Kids, that's kind of owning something together.
It's easier to leave a wife than it is to leave a property that you both own.
How about a kid? Is it easy to leave a kid?
I mean, you don't have to leave the kids, but I'm saying you can leave the wife and still be with the kids. You should. I know that doesn't always happen. That's a whole nother show. But they should. But if I'm a woman, we're going to buy something together. Our investments are together. We buy property together. So then when we get into a stupid argument, because most breakups start for something small and turn into something big. Or something small that happened and you do something big and then it blows up. If we own stuff together, it's harder for me to leave you. If I wanted to, I couldn't because you own half. Not like, you get half when you leave. No, your name goes on half right now. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to move to Africa with my side chick, I'd have to divide up my property and the cars and the E-Trade account.
If you're staying with me because I own half of the house with you, I say get out the door anyway.
But I'm saying I'm more likely to stay.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be likely to stay when we had kids. I don't mean you specifically, but if that person wouldn't be likely to stay and help me raise our kids and make sure they have a stable foundation and a mom and dad in the home to teach them men's perspective, women's perspective, to do all these things and be a full-time father with them, then I don't care about having a house with you.
I think that is fading though. I think owning stuff together is becoming stronger than what you just talked about.
Why? Because I could leave and get half of your stuff anyway, but I'm still taking full-time responsibility of the kids.
But how many women really do get half and then get support when they leave? Most women, when they leave the relationship, struggle like a one-legged man in a booty kicking contest.
Because you are more concerned about the house than the damn
kids. But that's what I'm saying. So
that's the problem.
But if your name was on everything, he could leave with 2 midget women, and you don't have to fight for it. You own it already. There's no divorce. Like our name is both on it.
That I had with him anyway.
Oh shit!
I already met them from you.
That's
sell that house.
Hallelujah.
I'll have a house.
See, that is the problem. We're going back to the first subject. No, see, that's why women are so much in trouble. I don't need anything. If I'm a woman, I need everything from you. You make good money. I'm gonna stay home. We're gonna do stuff together. Our cars, our real estate, our investments we're gonna both be tied to them.
Can I say living trust? Be the beneficiary.
Absolutely.
And get a life insurance on him, and keep that even in the divorce.
Even when he leaves,
Yes.
keep life insurance on him, and then vice versa, and living benefits in case he stroke out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not like
I'll
a
be
whole
like,
other
okay, the
conversation,
one
right?
thing in the divorce, the properties that we own together, the businesses that we own together are all in the trust, and I need you to keep that life insurance policy. It's going to be named in the trust that no matter what, you're going to name me the beneficiary
Right.
all this time. And prenup. Prenup doesn't have to be something at the end. It could be something that's set up in the beginning, naming what's going to happen should the marriage dissolve or the relationship dissolve. Like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I already know if it ends, it's named in the prenup. Okay, I'm going to get 25%, and the kids are going to get this percentage, and everything's already divided up. There's no wondering or guessing. If it's written out in the prenup prior, you already know how it's going to end. So there's no arguing, there's no fighting, and a woman isn't staying there because of the unknown.
The prenup is a tough conversation to have versus, I like you, we should buy this together.
Well, it's still a business. It's still a business. If you're doing
we
business
do it like
together,
the Koreans. This is a business. I'm double black diamond or whatever.
it's
I'm
still a
Zeus.
business. If we're buying property together and we're doing investments
Walter.
together, it's a business.
I love you. But my husband
However,
saying, let's buy a house together and said, I'm going to buy you a house, I'm going to be a little bothered.
But no, I don't
I'm
mean,
just saying.
I'm saying you can buy it together, but your name goes on it. I don't care who puts up the money, you own half. Unless you're planning on leaving the relationship.
Yeah, my name can still be on the house, but I think that he should buy it for me. My husband
Well,
should.
I mean, true, because we're talking about men supporting
Especially
women.
if he wants me, especially if he wants my butt at home, he better buy me
And
a
if he
house.
wants you in heels and lipstick,
But your name should be on it, regardless who
I
pays
agree.
for it, right? Because then that buys you security. Then and you putting away money, so if he leaves, you have money stacked. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I think women need to push men. Like, hey, we're just meeting. Our first date should be like, what are your plans, business wise, financially? Like, how do we protect ourselves? I like you in the love, the sexy, the heels and panties or whatever. That stuff will fade eventually, sometimes, hopefully not, but it does. But what we will have is this land, these businesses, these investments. These things don't argue with each other. So shouldn't we go into it like that? Like, instead of saying, what's your 5-year plan?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be with you 4 years and I'm out.
You can lay it out.
I'm not going to buy a house with someone I'm not married to.
I think that's backwards. I think women are shooting themselves in the foot.
And I won't live with someone I'm not married to either.
Okay, well that's a whole nother
Because,
conversation.
I mean, how many times you said I got to date him, I got to marry him in the beginning, Walter?
No, I think if you're gonna get married to somebody, do it in the beginning.
Exactly. So women don't live with them right away.
But that still
You'll get
doesn't
a ring
stop.
on your finger faster.
Oh, okay. Screw.
You're
Hold up.
giving away the milk for free.
I think you guys put.
100%. I was engaged in 90 days. That's why.
I think. See, that's what you should do. But I think you guys put a price on the wrong thing. You talking put a ring on the
On
finger.
all this, you got to marry it. That's just the rule.
What if we just bought something together and we built a future together?
If we're building a future together, we want a commitment.
I think so many people are getting away from marriage. I just think marriage isn't what it used to be. You know, with social media
what
and
you make
Netflix,
it.
it's
Well,
like,
it's
oh
what
my
you
God,
make of
like.
it.
It's what
Yeah.
you make because of like when
It's
you
in
say,
your values, your family values, and what you
exactly,
want.
it's
Yeah.
the values.
So we need to turn off social
You can
media
look
and
at
some
it
of
as
those
a piece
things.
of paper. It's not a piece of paper. It's the values. It's all those things that go into it. I want a commitment. If you're not going to give me those, then we don't have the same value systems. You got to go.
See,
I
I
already
think
know it's not going to be long
for
term.
most women, they're not getting married or engaged in 90 days.
Because
So
they don't have 2-parent households for most and don't know how to.
okay, I mean that's
Like I saw something that played on the TV the other day. I'm going to bring it up. I really wasn't going to bring it up during the show,
Uh-oh.
but I just can't help myself. And it was that
I was about to get
this guy
canceled.
was talking about. No, it's nothing bad.
Okay,
this guy
like-
was talking about how he shoots porn, and he was talking about how as soon as girls talk 18, he goes, "I'll never have a problem in my industry ever, because as soon as girls turn 18, they're ready to come and shoot porn." Like, really, let's be real. Do you really think that's the case? What's going on in these girls' heads? And then they're all saying, well, we want to be famous. You got to be famous for being a post. I had the biggest gangbang, 200 guys last year. Like, give me a break. That's not
Wow,
what
where
women
did this
want.
come from? Damn. I mean, are they at least saving their money?
If they had dads in the home, do you think that would be their perspective of things?
No, of course not. It's less likely if you have a father at home because, like, you got issues when you get home. But I get it.
Now, so, okay, and then is any man going to want to marry her and respect her after that? The odds are very, very slim. Men don't want used goods. Some guy could be like, oh, I had sex with 200 women. We have to just accept is what it is. You think a woman could go out and say, I had sex with 200 men, and guys should be like, I still want to marry you, princess. No, even still, I still want to marry you, princess, whether it was videotaped or not. The answer is probably not. Odds are really slim they want to marry her.
No.
So it's not the same thing. Women, if you want a man to, you have to respect yourself first, just period.
Absolutely.
And that has gone out the window.
Absolutely.
For a lot of women, me and my boys, we talk about just that. Like, my God, like, Jesus, like, seriously? Like, damn, man, is that your girlfriend on Instagram? I'm sorry, last night she was my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So, agreed. So I think if you're going to, in closing, men, in my opinion, if you're going to take care of your woman, she should then support you. And you two should get on paper and agree on what it's going to be like, the relationship.
Like a business deal.
It's marriage. I'm telling you, watch the Korean shows. What was that? Remarriage and Desires. It was the best thing. It made so much sense to me. The ending was off the hook. Like, this is a business decision. Like, we're going to get married, and sooner or later, this stuff is going to fade, and we need to think like business people. We have kids, and we have businesses, and there's things or we need to do together. If you're in a relationship and you and your man aren't saving money together or putting money to the side, you're doomed from the start.
Yes, I agree
Because
with that.
no one says, oh, me and my husband, my boyfriend, we got together 4 or 5 years ago, and we each put away money in an account, and we're building something together. He's less likely to leave, and I think so is she. So I think money is huge, and I think if women could calm down a little bit and men could step up quite a bit, things would be better. So, and don't blow the money. Like, get off social media, like for the shopping channels anyways. I mean, like, if you got 20 Dooney&Burkes in your garage and your husband don't know about it, that's a problem. That should be going to investments. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan was 103 a month ago. Now it's 134. Anyways, so in closing, and I actually forgot the intro, right? Which is, As the Money Talks is a show that helps people create a good life now while securing the future. Here's what I mean. Do I want to ski when I'm 90 or ski when I'm 30 or 40? Right? So what we will do, today was our intro, so we want to, broaden it, but in the future we'll be more direct with topics. We'll talk about how to buy a car and how to use your car loan to buy real estate and, how to build your credit right away, right? We need a hook. We're still developing. My producer says we need a hook. We need a hook. When money's talking, shut the hell up.
We're talking about money on As the Money
That's
Talks.
my hook. When money's talking, shut the hell up.
All right.
Period. Right? So, yeah. And then my last question, should boyfriend and girlfriend act like husband and wife in the beginning?
In the beginning?
What does that even mean?
What?
Like what I just talked about. But me and you've been dating for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Our conversation is, because I'm thinking, what am I doing with this woman in the future? Okay, if I'm with a woman for more than 2 weeks, okay, that's long-term relationship. And what am I doing with this chick?
That's no time. I still have other boyfriends, and I'm still narrowing it down.
Okay, but it's my job.
Contender?
It's my job to compete. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm thinking, okay, I've been dating this woman 2 weeks. Where is this going? Or am I just wasting time? Because I don't want to spend $1,000 this weekend for somebody I'm not going to see again.
You may. 2 weeks. Why would you spend $1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, good guys never do that. Take a girl out to dinner, spend $300 or $400
bucks. There need to be some boundaries,
please help me,
because
Jesus.
there are women that will take advantage of that.
All day. They don't even bring their purse to the meeting, to the date.
So there needs
I called it a meeting. It's probably more what it's really
and
like.
and men
The interview?
Yeah, like.
Men don't offer up that much money in the beginning anyway. Because
Where are
then
these guys?
what do women have to look forward to at that point? It's like you can bring the big shebang up front and it's all downhill from there. You got to build it up.
Next time we meet in Starbucks for the first date, which is probably a better idea.
Yes, that's a better idea. You just get to know somebody.
Okay. In my opinion, in closing, I think men that want to, and women that want to, should fight to take care of that woman and create an environment where he can afford to have her be the woman she wants to be. Well, he wants her to be more affectionate. So I hear a lot of guys say, "Oh my God, my wife had to go to work," and I'm like, okay, so then it's our job to fix that. That's just me from a male standpoint. He, period. That's all. I know I'm just one of a few, but and if I'm a woman, that's what I want. I want to be protected, shielded, and go get the money, man. Like, let's get this money and let's stack it so I could be myself. Oh, I can only imagine. What was that song? I can only imagine. Anyways, I'm done.
That's a Christian
How about
song.
you guys? It's a Christian song, I know. We talk about church a
We'll
lot.
see you guys next time.
We will see you. Thank you for listening, watching. We appreciate it.
We'll see you next week on As the Money Talks.
Goodbye.
As the money talks.
Isn't that so cool?
Money talks.